Yeah, so I did check out Scientology. My impressions of it, after sort of reflecting on that period of time, are this. It is a business. All religions are a business. And all religions are based on bullshit, it seems. It is. I do strongly suspect that at the top there is a very aggressive and dishonest mentality. I don't know why. The particular branch that I attended had an outwardly nice, helpful, patient lady who was a good listener, being the course instructor. They have these courses that are educational, and they are educational. However, the information within them is sort of like just convoluted interpretations of what people already know, but it's organized in such a fashion that is helpful to people. I think that it is probably comparably or perhaps more useful than, say, the Bible or something as a set of tools with which to help a struggling and lost person find empowerment and community. There is continual pressure to spend more money, go beyond the courses. The courses are cheap. It's like $25 for a course. I don't remember. It's been a while. And they want you to do, I forget the word. I really wasn't interested in that because if it's not cheap, then it's totally out of the question for me. Yeah, I'd rather spend it on better tiles or something, or better screws, or better valves, or whatever, but not unnecessary stuff. So they want you to do this like one-on-one with a counselor, psychology stuff, and that's where the big bucks are for them, at least compared to the introductory courses. That's as far as I got in seeing how much things cost. When it became clear that I was taking the course material seriously and skeptically, and I was looking for flaws in logic or terminology, that became a continual frustration. And when the main instructor changed from that lady to a new guy, Dave, he didn't want to deal with me. And he had probably learned, in conjunction with the other course instructor, that I wasn't going to be a very useful tool. I imagine that Scientology is more useful for people who are lost and kind of willing to degrade their skepticism and just submit to this weird system. L. Ron Hubbard is the main author of these courses, and he was a very prolific writer. He was a very financially successful man, and I imagine that he had a fairly significant amount of wisdom in order to be so successful, and I imagine he learned a lot. And I'm guessing that what he did is he took what he knew and created I'll call it creative information system, sort of perverted the meanings of various words. It may have been his fantasy, it may have been an intentional way to deceive people or confuse people, it may have been his real thoughts. I don't know. But the course material is, if looked at very seriously, potentially useful, I think. But they want you to spend a lot more money. And I was dismissed in a way that I think is very shady. I was given continual conflicting instruction, and it was frustrating, and I think anybody would get upset. And so I left. They're still sending, like, crap in the mail, and I think by about this time, they may have spent enough money on postage to have not made any profit from the 2 courses that I ordered. The amount of instructor time per course purchased is really a completely unprofitable business model. Like, you couldn't pay slaves 1 cent an hour and still pay the utilities and building rental fees or the property taxes if they own the property and the electricity bills. Like, it is completely unsustainable with the low course fees. So they're going to, in order to sustain themselves, need to find other means of collecting money if they want to survive. Surviving, incidentally, is in Scientology, the term survive does not describe whether or not an organism is active, but it describes a range of qualitative states of being, from being unhappy to happy. Just as an example of the kind of terminology you will come across if you check out Scientology. Do I recommend it? No. If you're lost and you're looking for instruction, try a Google search, but you'll want a community. Maybe meetup.com, like find people with similar interests, like curing depression or whatever. Oop. UPS is here.